Us, man, we need something like this. We need to take note of this discipline. What's up, friends? I love you guys. I'm in 1 Samuel 24 this morning, and man, God has been giving me so much in Samuel lately. I love it. And so where we pick up at here is David has been on the run from Saul, and Saul's just been chasing him all over the place like a game of cat and mouse, chasing after David, just being relentless. And so we pick it up in verse 3, and Saul has gotten some intel on where David is hiding. So in verse 3, it says, Saul, came to the sheepfolds on the way, where there was a cave, and Saul went in to relieve himself. Now David and his men were sitting in the inner recesses of the cave. And the men of David said to him, Behold, this is the day of which the Lord said to you, Behold, I am about to give your enemy into your hand, and you shall do to him as it seems good to you. Then David arose and cut off the edge of Saul's robe secretly. And it came about afterward that David's conscience bothered him because he had cut off the edge of Saul's robe. So Saul goes in, he's got to take a pee, he's chasing David around. It turns out by happenstance that Saul just happens to walk in to the cave where David and his men are hiding. And his men are like, hey, David, there he is. This is the day. God's given your enemy into your hand. And so David goes up and he secretly just cuts off the edge of Saul's robe. And then that next part where it says David's conscience got to him, and that's that Holy Spirit conviction. And what happens? David has this opportunity to take out Saul, to kill him, and to ascend into that throne that God has anointed him for. But the conviction of the Holy Spirit causes David to say, no, this isn't it. Who am I to come against the Lord's anointed? He is God's choice. I can't do this to him. And David ends up going up to Saul and addressing him and bowing before Saul, showing him honor and showing him, hey, look, here's this corner of your robe. I had the opportunity to kill you. And I don't know why you think I am against you, but take this as a sign today that I am not. I am not coming against you. So let the Lord be judge between us. And Saul weeps. And I love this, you guys, because think about the amount of discipline and self-control that it took David to not go through with this. I mean, don't you think that David, he's been on the run for a long time now. Don't you think he would love to stop being on the run, stop being chased all over the place by Saul, hiding in caves, doing all this crazy stuff, living a totally chaotic life for something that he's not actually trying to do? That Saul just has this misguided idea that David is against him, and here David gets the opportunity to kill him, but instead he shows Saul honor, and he shows him, hey, you got the wrong idea, man. Like, I'm not about this. I'm not about what you think I'm doing. And so this kind of settles the dispute between them. And because David showed that honor and that discipline, and us, man, we need something like this. We need to take note of this discipline, because there's a lot of men out there that are just willing to go off on people. You may not have a sword trying to stab people or cutting the edge of people's clothing, but when someone is against you and you're upset about it, you may just go off and tear into them. And that's not what we're supposed to do. We need to show people honor. We need to show them love. We need to show them like, hey, I'm not about that. Whatever ideas you have about me, that's not me, right? I'm going to show you honor. I'm going to show you that love of God. And I just see this as like, what a great example that David shows this level of discipline and self-control. When he had an opportunity to take matters in his own hands, he didn't, and he left it in God's hands. He says, who am I to touch the Lord's anointed? Who am I? I'm sure even in his heart he said, who am I to even try and take God's matters into my hands? I'll just leave it in his. And so I leave you guys with that. Whatever it is, leave it in God's hands, and he will take care of it. I love you guys, and we'll see you next time.